Yeah, okay. If you see here, this illustration, we call this as a illustration. So this illustration, like where we gonna use these kinds of illustrations. So this illustrations is nothing but a vector designs. Vector design, suppose here you can see one book icon is there and bulb icon is there. So this kind of icons, we can use it in our designs. Suppose if you use anywhere in your posters like a bulb related icons in the sense, so that will convey like a getting an idea. Okay, so if you just think like a bulb in the sense, bulb itself like light in the sense, right? So if you think means, so that will be indicating like getting an idea. If you see any some posters related some ads in the sense, so in that you will gain some information, like you'll get an idea from that. So this like one icons will be indicating something like that. Okay, so that by using this kind of icons and illustrations also very much important in any kind of designs. Okay, so next typography. So if you see means here you can see typography. Typography in the sense, here you can see some fancy font will be there. Typography in the sense font itself. Okay. So here you can see this creative one text will be there. So this text, if you observe here means this text will be look like a very fancy. Okay. We can't able to use these kinds of fonts everywhere. Okay. So these kinds of fonts we can use only in only some posters related some dance concern or some party posters. If you are that kind of party related designs posters, if you are designing means, so there these kind of fonts you can use. Otherwise suppose in your office related or some college schools, these kind of, here if you are writing some emails, okay, to your higher officials, like that, if you are writing some emails in the sense, so there you have to use formal fonts. Formal fonts in the sense, here you can see, so bottom here text will be there. So this kind of fonts we called as formal fonts. Okay, so these kinds of fonts you have to use it in formal way. So these kinds of things you have to use in like any some fun related or some like fully like shows in the sense dance consent shows, singing consent shows. So these kind of posters designs you have to use these kinds of fonts. Okay, using right fonts is also very much important in any kind of posters designing. Okay, so the next thing is photography. Here you can see for photography in the sense, here you can see one cat image is there and a dog image is there. Okay, so what this poster is conveying means, suppose if I have pets like a dog or cat in the sense, I am thinking like I have to order this food for my pets. So like that I will be thinking. So the customers also think like this. If they saw these kinds of posters in any social medias in the sense, they'll also think like this, right? If they have any own pets in the sense, they also think like I have to order this foods for my own pets. So like that they'll be thinking. So that's why they have to design these kinds of posters, and if they have any kinds of offers or discounts in the sense, that they should mention here. So by discounts also the customers or the audience will feel like, okay, I can buy this. So anyhow discount will be there, so I can buy it. So like that they'll be thinking. So by using right photography is also very much important in any kind of designs. Okay. So which helps to communicate the target audience visually. Okay. So here if you see this poster, so what for this poster is like a pet owners. So our own target audience, like who are all target audience in the sense, here in this poster if you consider means target audience are pet owners. For this poster, especially for this poster, if you consider means the target audience are like pet owners. Like that, if you have your own like clothing brand, suppose consider if you have a clothing brand business and all, so in that, so your target audience are like men's. Okay, you're selling your products like only men's wear if you are selling in the sense, so your target audience are only men's. Okay, so like that, so they are the target audience. So like that, we have to first find out our target audience. Later, we have to design according to that. Our posters, we have to design according to that. Okay, this you understand?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So next,
clear, ma'am. Yeah.
let us see. Okay, fine. Next, we'll see in this graphic design, if you see means color mode. Color mode is very much important in while designing any kind of posters, banners, any kind of things. If you are seeing means color mode, coloring is very much important. That will be like color psychology will come like in upcoming classes. If we see means, so there in-depth class will be there for color psychology. How you can choose the colors, which colors themes you have to choose for designing a brand, like one brand having its own brand colors. Okay, so how you can choose that, we'll see in depth in the class itself. So here in demo we'll see color mode. So in that color mode we have two kinds of colors, like RGB color is there and CMYK. What it is RGB in the sense, here RGB, R in the sense red, green and blue. If you combine these colors means you'll get a white color as a output color. Okay, so and if you combine this in anywhere means you'll get a millions of colors while merging these all colors in the sense we'll get a millions of colors. Okay, and this is a CMYK, like a cyan, magenta, yellow and key color in the sense black color. Here it is. So this one also if you use means by combining all these colors means you'll get a here also you'll get multiple colors, but it's compared to this RGB, here you'll get a like limited colors you'll get. Okay, what is the main difference between this RGB and the CMYK in the sense, suppose RGB, like RGB where we gonna use this means, actually in graphic design we are using three softwares, mainly three softwares, that is Illustrator, Photoshop and InDesign. Okay, so in Illustrator or Photoshop we are using, here we use you are designing some posters and all. So this we designed in Illustrator, Photoshop we are designing. So this while designing in digital purpose we have to use RGB colors. Okay, RGB colors for digital design. And CMYK, where we gonna use this CMYK means the designed designs. Okay, you already designed in, so by using software you designed some posters and all. After designing while giving printout, so for giving printout in the sense you have to choose this CMYK. Why you have to choose this CMYK for printing itself means, in printing machineries, while printing, if you observe here means some machineries will be there, printing machineries, they use these kinds of colors CMYK. Why means like if you are using same RGB for printing also, you will not get the same exact colors while designing. While designing like which colors you are using, the same colors you won't get while your the same RGB if you use for printing also. So that's why for only digital designs purpose we have to use RGB color, and for printing purpose if you are designing means you have to choose CMYK color mode. Okay, so this is the color mode is important. Here you can see RGB, any digital display. Suppose if you take any mobile phones, television screen display, laptop. So if you take these things means, so these are all like comes under this digital screens. Okay, for digital screens visibility we have to use this RGB color mode. And for CMYK in the sense for printing, here you can see in outside some banners, some posters, flyers like this, if you observe means, so these colors they print by using CMYK itself. Okay, so this is important thing. Then contents, if you say any poster means what contents you have to use and what's the important things in this. So that's we see here. Here you can see two posters will be there. In this, here you can see in top left side logo will be there. Okay, here top right will be there. So the recommended thing is you have to use logo. Okay, you have to place it your logo from top left or top right. So that's it's a mandatory actually. Okay, suppose if you are posting your posters in Instagram, in that means, so your some username will come, your username will come, so that will be hidden. Suppose if you are using top left in the sense, at that time means you can use it, that logo placement in top right corner. Okay, so this should be, you have to keep it in your mind. Okay, the logo placement is also important. Then later the title. Okay, what the poster is going to convey, so that is we called as a highlighting. Here you can see we are digital marketing expert. Okay, so this title will be there. So this title should be in a bold way, like either you can use bold colors, otherwise in a the text itself you have to use a bold way. Okay, so this should be attracting. Okay, so we are what we are going to convey to the audience, so that should be in a bold way. Okay, so next title is over. The next call to action. This is very much important. Call to action means what we are going to convey to the audience. Here you can see digital marketing expert. They are giving some courses and all something courses they are providing. So what they think, like suppose someone audience will see this means they have to join to their course. So like that. So this we called as a call to action. Call to suppose in food posters if you see this means like they are using call to action as a order now, so that is very important there. So if food posters means they have to order, right? So that's why they have to use their order now button, they are using that one. So later some websites, so in footer section if you see means they have to use like some contact details related to brand, like website or email, phone numbers. You have to use these kinds of things, and some small description if you have to, if you want means you can add one or two lines, some description you can add here. Okay, so later, so this is very much important in contents. Then next, pixels and resolutions if you see means, so as I told you before, we are using Illustrator and Photoshop. Okay, in Illustrator if you in Illustrator it is a resolution based. So and this we called as a vector based. Okay, illustration software is a vector based software, and Photoshop is a raster based or pixelated based we called. So what is this means, like in Illustrator whatever the shapes or whatever the images you are using, if you keep on zooming, that means so you won't lose any that resolution should be 100% good. Okay, the resolution will be good in illustration while you are keep zooming that whatever the images or footages you're using. But in Photoshop the same thing if you're doing any shapes or any image if you add means, so that if you keep on zooming means that resolution won't get 100%. Okay, so some blurriness will be there. Here only you can observe here. For example, for 1 inch if you take, for 1 inch, suppose some 72 boxes, consider like this. For 1 inch, if you have a less boxes, pixelated boxes, in the sense that quality or that resolution will also be less. Here in this image you can observe here K will be there and this image will be there. If you have a less pixelated box, in the sense that resolution or that quality will be less. Here you can see for 1 inch if you take the boxes compared to this image, if you taken this image in the sense if you compare this image, okay, for compared in between these two images you can compare for 1 inch. So if 150 boxes are there, pixelated boxes are there, in the sense the quality will be good compared to this. So the same thing here you can see for 1 inch, if you have a more than 150, like 300 pixelated box, if it is there means the quality will be good. Okay, at last what we understand in this means, for any kind of like a pixelated box, if it is less, in the sense the quality of that image is also less. If you have that more pixelated box, in the sense, so the quality will also, the quality will be good. Okay, so this you can understand like this. Admit Mante. So next we'll see elements and principles of design. So in graphic design, we have these things are very much important. That elements and principles are very much important. Here you can see elements. So in elements, so lines will come. So lines, what it will do? So lines we can use it for two purpose. One is for division. Like suppose if you have any some shapes and all means, so for division, for dividing those shapes, we can use these lines. So this is one purpose. So another what purpose we are using these lines, in the sense showing direction. Okay, in posters and all, like if you're you might be observing some posters, some arrow will be there, so that will be indicating some offers like that. So these kinds of lines will be two purpose. Okay, one is for dividing and another is for showing direction. Okay, and next we'll see shapes. Shapes, we have two kinds of shapes. One is for organic shapes and geometric shapes. Okay, here you can see geometric shapes. We know this, like by using some rectangles, squares, circles. So these kinds of shapes we call as a geometric shapes. And these shapes, here you can see organic shapes. So we can't able to judge this shape is circle or this shape is rectangle. We can't able to judge. So that's why this is a free flowing diagram. Okay, you can see this is a free flowing diagram. So that's why we call this as a organic shapes. Okay, so for this geometric shapes, if we give some more perspectives, in the sense we can convert these shapes as a 3D objects. Okay, so these shapes we can convert as a 3D shapes. So later, next we'll see colors. So as I told you, colors are very much important for any graphic designing. So here you can see one color will indicate one thing. Okay, that will convey emotions also. Suppose if you take red, in the sense red will indicate like anger, danger. So love, like this it will be indicate. And if you take yellow, in the sense for highlighting anything like energetic, so like that it will be indicate. And blue is for trust, like that we are using. And green for nature related it will come. So one color will convey one thing. So this is very much important in colors. Okay, and the next thing is space. For any kind of posters, if you are designing, in the sense the spacing is very much important. Here you can see this poster is like a very the spacing and alignment should be good in this. But if you see this image, in the sense that spacing is not good, here you can see that text and this line both will be combined. There is no space in this, and this is not good also. So this is a bad design and this is a good design. Okay, so you have to follow this kind of design. Okay, you have if you have any image, in the sense for image side by side, if you observe here, means there will be a spacing, proper spacing will be there. So this is very much important. Okay, next we'll see typography. So typography, for this also we'll have a in-depth class will be there. So here if you see, means suppose you have two text. Okay, the same text only, but in a different font style will be different. Suppose if you see here, this see you again, the same text only, see you again. But what is the major difference in this? So can anyone tell what is the major difference you observe from this text?
Freehand one is.
Okay, freehand. Okay. While seeing this one,
This is a fixed, I mean, only font and sizes can be changed.
okay, font. Apart from that,
And it has a design, it has a defined, I mean, name maybe like Calibri or Arial. I don't know what is it like. Exactly,
yeah.
font names, right?
Yeah, exactly right. But apart from that extra, what will say means, suppose if you see, means this is a plain text. Okay, there is no nothing in that. But if you see this text, means it will be look like a scary, right? It will be look like a scary, like if you are these kinds of fonts, you might be seeing
Right.
in some horror posters,
Correct.
something like exactly. So in that horror posters, so in these kinds of fonts we can use. So you can see here, by using the right typography is also very much important in graphic design. Okay, so next, images and photography. Suppose if you take one poster, in the sense, what should be the important thing you have to notice in this? Here you can see logo placement. Logo placement should be placed properly. And here you can see title, what the product or what the brand will be there. So the title you have to mention correctly, and in a bolder way you have to mention it. So later, image placement. So related to the brand, we have to place images. Okay, whatever the images related to brand, we have to place it. Then if you have some discounts in the sense, so that you have to mention here. and some description related to the brand description you have to mention here. And here, as I told you, lines having two perspective. One is for dividing and another is for showing direction. Here you can see this is showing direction, like this is telling something, like it is indicating something. So this we called as a, it is showing some direction. So that's why we are using these kinds of lines. And here bottom, this is a in footer section. We use contact details like website names or any phone numbers, something like that we are using. Okay. And some principles, if you are seeing some principles means, so balancing, so in this balance will come. So in this balancing we have two kinds of balancing, that is symmetric balancing and asymmetric balancing. Symmetrical balance in the sense, suppose consider this poster. Okay, so this poster, if you design exactly center, if you divide this poster means, you will get a like a division, like proper divide will be there. Suppose if you divide in the sense like in two side, so proper like image is also properly placed, like if you divide in the sense, here also one image is there, here also an image is there, and here also if you divide exactly, this text is also dividing equally it will be dividing. So this symmetrical in the sense, like equal sharing, like if you divide that poster in a center, in the sense it should be that whatever the text, whatever the images you are using, that should be equally spacing to both sides. So this is symmetrical. So in this poster also, if you divide exactly in the sense, here circle they are kept. So if you dividing this means, so that will be equally divided. Okay, so this is symmetrical balance we are telling. Then next, asymmetrical. Asymmetrical in the sense like it is we don't, so okay, it will be ending in 10 minutes. Okay, so in asymmetrical, if you see means, see here, we like you can use anywhere. So here you can see in a left, if you want left side or if you want right side means, anywhere you want means you can use it, the pictures or text wherever you want you can use. So we can't able to tell like you have to use here only, like that. There is no rules and regulations for this asymmetrical. You can use anywhere you want. Okay, color contrast, and this is a very important thing. So color contrast, like suppose background, if you consider in the sense background, if you are using some darker version, like a darker theme, if you are using means, like foreground something like text you are using, some images you are using, so that kind of images or text you have to use it like a lighter versions. So and vice versa, here you can see vice versa, background is a lighter theme will be there, and foreground, that images text should be in a darker theme. So this is vice versa, this contrast will be very much important, you have to note it down. Okay, and this is emphasis. So this is the principle, emphasis principle, what it will tell means, so this emphasis principle focuses on a specific part of the design, okay, to make it stand out and capture attention. Suppose if you are consider this poster in the sense, so if you see this poster first means, your eyes will go to this here, this image. Okay, so if you consider anywhere, suppose some poster if you are seeing means, like if we want to grab the audience attention, okay, so which portion you need to highlight means, so that portion you have to highlight it properly. So this principle we call as a emphasis principle. Okay, so next, the rhythm we will. Okay, rhythm in the sense, suppose here you can see some proper line will be there. So in that line, exactly this rhythm we follows. Like here in this poster, suppose moon text will be there. So like proper rhythm will be there. Like exactly it will be repeating multiple times, but in a proper rhythm only it will be repeating. Here also, if you consider this as a line means, so one person is standing in the throughout the line fully, that person like standing in a proper, like it's one complete rhythm. So with this we call as a rhythm. So and proportion, so by using right proportion, like suppose if you take one man in the sense, this dog image, so that proportion is also very much important. Consider this image and this image, so in this image dog is bigger than that man, so this is not in a good, this is a bad design. So this is actually the good design, because that man should be in a tall, so that dog should be like smaller, like that we have to place it. So this is look like a natural way. So if you use this means anyone will notice that this is not a good design like that. So this is by using the right proportion, like a percentage wise, if you taken in the sense like 80%, 80 versus 20. So like that we have to use. So this is that proportion. So proportion is also important while designing any kind of designs. Okay, so this is that overall graphic design under. So these concepts will come. Okay, so if you have any doubts means you can ask.
Ma'am, you have shown different aspects of the design. When you have explained them, like which tools exactly are used for each of those, like I mean, like
For
InDesign or Photoshop or AI,
yeah, for
which
okay, for designing any kind of posters, for in the sense flyers, like multiple designs will come. So in that we are using Illustrator. Okay, Illustrator. Why? As I told you, like if you are using Photoshop in the sense, while you if you use any images means if you keep on zooming in the sense that will be blur. Okay, so that's why while exporting also it will be come like a pixelated box itself. So that's why for 100% resolution if we want means we will use that one Illustrator itself for the designing purpose. For Photoshop we main thing we focus on for photo editing in Photoshop and all. We edit some photos, like suppose if you want to remove the person background, or you want to change the dress of that person. So like this, like for editing purpose, photo editing, photo retouching, so this kind of purpose we are using Photoshop.
is it was
Oh.
clear.
Yeah, any doubts apart from this?
No.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, you understand that complete?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
ma'am.
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
And
Okay.
ma'am, how is this like courses like modules accordingly for each of Photoshop chapter wise? Do you
Okay,
have a
that will you can you
pattern?
have Amaze Institute number, right?
Oh, yeah.
You
Ah,
can
yes, ma'am.
yeah, you can send a message. So she'll send the
Oh,
complete details in that.
Okay.
okay.
And when
Yeah.
are the
Okay.
class availabilities for this?
Other class availability, so that is also she'll tell. You can ask once.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And at the end of this, I mean, 3 months course, right? This is.
It is 3 months, 2.5 months, like
So before taking, sorry, ma'am, 2.5.
2.5, like approximately it will take 2.5 to 3 itself.
Okay. And
Uh,
the certification, like how is it? Like we need to do any project or anything? Like how is it?
you need to complete, like portfolio will be there. That portfolio you have to complete. As I told you, like in portfolio, like you'll get a like 10 to 11 designs will come. As I told you, like posters, flyers, designs, ID cards, visiting cards. I'll show you one student portfolio. I'll show you here.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, is it visible, this screen? I have shared this portfolio. Here you can see. Is my screen is visible?
This one, yeah.
This bike
Yes, ma'am.
branding identity design. Is it visible, right?
Yes, yes.
No,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okay. Here you can see here. So this is the portfolio. This is
Are you saying what is the graphic design? I'm saying
this is graphic design portfolio only.
PPT of yours.
Oh, PPT. Okay, okay. Then. Now it is visible.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
yes, ma'am.
So this is
Yeah.
student portfolio. Here you can see like what brand they have to choose. So we'll explain that in class, like how you can choose the brand and all. So they choose the student is Karthik. So he's choosing this bike brand identity design. So throughout the design, you can see here, this is the logo of his brand, and this is the sketching, that digital sketching, how he sketched that logo and all. And this is logo story, like how he get the ideas from that logo. So you have to explain that one. So later here you can see that secondary logo will be there, typography, what fonts they are using in that throughout the design. So that font they mention, and brand palettes, like color palettes throughout the design, which color palettes they chosen. So that palettes they have to mention here. You can see here, these are all some mock-ups. Okay, mobile view, how it is visible. This visiting card, this one you can see, visiting card design will be there, ID card design. So envelope, letterhead, this is billboard, standee, banner, magazine, dangle, this is flyer, this is package design, and this is enough. So you can see here up to this. So this kind of portfolio you have to design. So after completion of your portfolio, in the sense, you'll receive the certificate from the institute.
Okay.
Yeah. Any doubts? Apart from this, any doubts you have?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm clear of this. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. If you need any further more information, you can contact that Amaze Institute number you have, right? So you can contact that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.